there's a fine line between charity and social entrepreneurship, and we keep going in and out of it.
Right.
So when we are giving employment, when we are trying to solve a problem, it comes under the ambit of social entrepreneurship. And I personally feel that, the NGO culture in India needs to evolve towards social entrepreneurship.
तो आज की जो हमारी गेस्ट है हमारे साथ, शी इज़ मिस वृंदा शर्मा. सो वृंदा, I would like to start this conversation by diving into social entrepreneurship. आप एक social entrepreneur हैं, and दो ये बहुत ही promising field है, but काफ़ी सारे लोग आज भी हैं जो कि इसके बारे में जिन्हें information नहीं है, knowledge नहीं है, and maybe that is the reason कि वो इसको pursue नहीं कर पाते हैं. So I would like you to throw a little light on what social entrepreneurship is and how can people go into this domain.
So social entrepreneurship is, mostly trying to solve complex social issues in a way that you're also benefiting the society. So I founded Me and My Human Foundation when I was right out of college, and at that point I did not know what social entrepreneurship is. I did not even know where it would end up finally, and we are still in the journey. So during COVID, there were small examples that, for example, we saw that children were dropping out of school, and at the same time there was a lot of abandonment of dogs and puppies happening. So in places like Faridabad, where animal welfare, the industry isn't that developed yet. So I thought I would make a foster program, and I would pay these children's school fees, or probably sponsor their tuition if they were willing to foster a puppy until adoption. So it's small ideas like these, but and slowly we are now a team of 7 people.
Okay, great.
And there's a fine line between charity and social entrepreneurship, and we keep going in and out of it.
Right.
So when we are giving employment, when we are trying to solve a problem, when we are also trying to make our our venture or whatever sustainable, it comes under the ambit of social entrepreneurship. And I personally feel that the NGO culture in India needs to evolve towards social entrepreneurship.
Definitely.
There are many more examples of it, even in Faridabad. It also helps bring a lot of transparency, cultivate a lot of innovation, and also even locally, it helps do a lot of good for the immediate people surrounding you in your environment. So that's it.
I would like to add on this. I've also been lucky enough to lead 4 social entrepreneurship projects during my college, and I think as you said कि इंडिया में हमें NGO कल्चर जो है उसको और थोड़ा ज़्यादा सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की तरफ लेके जाने की ज़रूरत है. इज़ बिकॉज वेन एवर वी थिंक ऑफ NGOs और चैरिटी ही लोगों के दिमाग में आता है, पीपल देन आर अ लिटिल बिट हेजिटेंट और रिलक्टेंट. फिर उन्हें लगता है कि वो इसको अपना मेन लाइन करियर नहीं बना सकते हैं. वेयरएज अगर हम सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की बात कर रहे हैं, I feel people can actually choose it as a full-time career option, and that is the way कि हम अपनी सोसाइटी को और भी ज़्यादा बेनिफिट कर सकते हैं. और खासकर जो मीनिंग या जो पर्पस हमारी जनरेशन या यंगस्टर्स ढूंढते हैं, they can find that in this career. So thank you so much for elaborating on the same. I would like to also understand that just after you said out of your college, after your graduation, you founded this NGO, right? And alongside that, you've also worked with different organizations and companies. So how do you strike a balance? मतलब एक job के साथ एक NGO manage करना, and that too running it at such a scale. How do you strike that balance?
So first thing is that I had my priorities right. I was not in my job simply because I wanted to earn. I personally enjoyed every single job I've been into.
Okay.
Even in I call that my professional space, like the jobs that I've been into. So even that was the the field of social development.
Right.
So I've had the opportunity of working on different projects. This was a different learning experience for me.
Okay.
I think if there is a will, you will find a way. If you really want to do something, you will take out the time to do it. Else you will scale it down.
True that. As you said कि आपने बहुत सारी jobs in the social development sector ही की हैं, because that's something you like. I would like you to discuss a little bit on the job prospect only, because चाहे हम ये कहते ज़रूर है कि passion follow करना is very important, but the monetary aspect is important at the same time. And particularly everybody does not come from such a privileged background that they can completely ignore the monetary factor. So in those terms, how is this entire industry? Like, can people see themselves growing to a level जितना कि वो बाकी industries में भी खुद को देख सकते हैं, say for example business or engineering or something like that?
So see, social development in India, especially after COVID, you know, and India being the largest, the largest country we call it, population-wise. So it is a growing field. It's only going upwards.
Okay.
And touchwood, I've been earning more than my engineer friends because I've been in the corporate, and now I'm recently with another large international development organization. The unfortunate bit is that people think that, you know, if you're not good at XYZ thing, then probably you're made for NGOs. NGOs were also always seen like a place for second-class workers.
Right.
So which is not the case. I've worked 14 hours in my, on all my projects every single day.
Okay.
For a many years. And I don't regret any bit of it. But then, compared to a typically marketing professional or an engineer or a data analyst, we've been putting as many and even more hours. And ours was a field more complex, so it also kind of depends on how the takers perceive it. If they think of it as कि अच्छा अभी हम कर रहे हैं शादी तक या थोड़ा बहुत टाइम पास कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत 10-15 हज़ार की नौकरी.
I think that's a preconceived notion जो इंडियंस के माइंड में कहीं ना कहीं है.
वो तो प्री कंसीव, जब तक आप जिस तरीके से आप अप्रोच करेंगे वैसी होगा. तो घास काटने वाली भी अच्छे से करते हैं, तो दे इन्वेंट, इट टेक्स लैक्स, दिस ग्रूमिंग, हाउ मच इट टुक. So it depends on what your perceptions are, and of course people who are really interested in the field, they know how difficult it is. By a certain level you really need a master's, and then you eventually need to publish your papers. You need a PhD or you need a higher degrees. And with the evolving global health scenario, you need a lot of exposure. So it's a lot of work, but with little resources, and a lot of work that you have to do on your own. Because it's a growing field. But it's very interesting, and of course when people have to be in it for their passion. True. They cannot simply just think, yeah, ladkiyan hain to NGOs mein aisa waisa.
Right.
It's not like that.